This is Nitrocross.
New car,
More power.
It's all electric, my friends.
This is the future of rallycross.
It's about driver skill.
Full attack.
It's about bravery.
you've gotta send it.
Send it.
Send it! 100% commitment.
But only one champion.
Huge jumps. Scratch that. Gigantic jumps.
It's hardcore racing.
It's about great action.
No, massive action.
It's cars that fly. And tracks that thrill.
This is Nitrocross.
This is Nitrocross. I'm Jared Deanda. Cars that fly, tracks that thrill, one of the most amazing motorsports in all the world. Well, don't take my word for it. The legend, Travis Pastrana, you are here, you are racing, you're kind of the unofficial mayor. 2 wheels, 4 wheels, backflips, doing things, jumping out of planes. People, if you don't know who he is, you obviously live under a rock. 199 is synonymous with a dang good time. But why is Nitrocross so insane?
Well, it has the absolute fastest cars in all of off-road racing with the biggest jumps. It's a lot of fun, it's a lot of chaos. We know how to entertain from the Nitro Circus background. We wanted the best drivers from all different elements. 2 wheels, 4 wheels, F1, we got Indy, we got NASCAR, we got off-road trucks, you name it. If you're good at one element, you can shine out here in Nitrocross.
Thank you so much, Travis. And again, cars that fly, tracks that thrill, big jumps, fast cars, the dirt, the ice, the snow. Nitrocross delivers, and here's how it all works. So this is how the gnarliest motorsport on the planet works. Group E is the top dog. All electric formula full of superstar drivers, like these guys. Day 1 is qualifying. The further you get, the better you start on day 2. And the driver who is fastest on day 1 is the top qualifier. Also get to wear that sweet TQ belt. They also get a little TQ sticker, which says, I'm the top qualifier, I'm the fighter ace, Top Gun style. Day 2 sees full grids. The aim is to reach the final. First up, it's the prelims, then the heats where the winners go through. And if you still haven't found your mojo, you get one more chance in the LCQ. That's right, the last chance qualifier, where the top 2 go through to the final. Of course, the first guy to the line to see the checker flag is the winner of the event. Congratulations. And the guy at the end of the year with the most points is your Nitrocross Global Champion. If you didn't get any of that because you're scrolling on your phone, all you really need to know is Nitrocross is gnarly. Well, you've heard this gentleman talk, Mr. Mega, Mr. Voice of Rallycross, Andrew Coley is here. We've had the pleasure of announcing Nitrocross for a couple years, but now history is being made. The future is now the FC1X. Why is this so, as you would say, Mega?
It's just a game changer in terms of the way it was designed from the ground up to be a game changer in world motorsport. 1,000 horsepower, a ton of suspension travel, and that's what's allowed us to go next level with the Nitrocross tracks. It's a weapon.
Yep. All right, so let's take a deeper dive and take a look at the specs of the FC1X.
The new all-electric FC1X Rallycross car may just be the most innovative piece of motorsport machinery ever built. Precision engineered to the absolute limit, undoubtedly the most advanced rallycross car to date. Inspired by the Group B era of the 1980s, Nitro RX's new Group E class has taken the biggest quantum leap since those heady days. Finally, the huge performance potential of EVs has been unleashed.
For me, the FC1X is the Group B of rallycross. No one's ever seen a car this fast, have this much suspension, and it's just above and beyond any other car that's ever done rallycross.
It's a rocket ship for sure. It's like nothing the rally world has ever seen before. We got big Yokohama tires on it to get the power down, so we not only have horsepower, we have speed as well.
The cool thing now is that we will have something that maybe it doesn't make the same sound, but it's going to be even quicker and more brutal.
We can fly longer than any car has flown. We can hit tracks that no car should ever be on, you know.
It's a whole new future for rallycross. To be a part of that group leading this charge on is a great feeling.
The FC1X first made its debut in 2022 at the birthplace of rallycross, Linden Hill Race Circuit.
Yeah, rallycross is quite a big tradition in Europe. This electric element to it was new for everyone. There's old school people in Europe who appreciate rallycross, but when they've seen these cars on track and the lap times they were putting in that, you know, broke all lap records. The fans were fascinated by it.
But it was also the first time we raced together, so I was very worried. I could see the cars start racing and crashing into each other, and then I thought, oh, let's see what happens.
Now Pastrana pitches the car sideways, tries to pass, Meekom handbrake, up on the inside, both the RX Cartel. Oh, Pastrana goes round, contact in the background.
Swedish driver Robin Larsson survived a chaotic final at Lydden Hill to become Nitrocross's first European leg champion.
And it looks like Robin Larsson and Andreas Backrud, the RX Cartel, shocked the world.
I'm really happy we could secure this one and to take a win here in the first event with the new car and everything. So I think it's been a really good first race for the future.
Both races in Europe, all the fans loved it. I do believe that Sweden was like, we had way more people there, and they were, you know, that's like the die-hard rallycross fans.
Andreas Backrud from Norway emerged victorious in Sweden, giving Team DRR JC their second win of the season.
It felt great to go over to Europe and start the year off the right way with 2 wins and 2 second places as well, so we couldn't have scripted it any better.
My fellow Americans, we return to home soil facing a crisis. Away from these shores, our Scandinavian cousins have been dominant. But I say no more. This is where cars fly. This is where tracks thrill. And today, here at ERX, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not go out without a fight. Today, we will prevail.
Known for its crazy tabletops and elevation changes, ERX Motor Park in Minnesota hosted the first North American stop of the 2022 season. Before competition even got underway, Jamaican driver Fraser McConnell endured the biggest wreck of his career.
All of a sudden, the car is flipping in the air with me. So
Fraz crashed, and we look and we see the pieces of the car with the Jamaican flag on the track, and my heart just sank.
That was definitely the scariest moment of my life.
When Travis Pastrana makes a promise, he usually delivers. He did just that, taking the win at ERX, getting himself back into the championship hunt.
Travis Pastrana gets the win here at ERX, baby. Robin Larsson and Fraser McConnell, like he said, from the pond to the podium, baby.
It was intense, and we got to see for the first time just how fast these cars were, and we were able to open them up. So when you put your foot to the floor, 1,000 horsepower, game on.
The game headed west to Southern California and the famous Glen Helen Raceway, where Fraser McConnell shocked the field with both TQ and event wins.
Glen Helen was the first just flat domination we've seen all year. The drivers have been mixing it up, but Fraser McConnell, you know, the Jamaican, he just had it dialed.
Just dialed in. Glen Helen, that round 4 was, you know, everything was working. Finally get some good luck on your side. And it's not so much about getting good luck, it's just, you just have to not have bad luck.
I think in the final, the entire field was separated by less than 6 seconds. Less than 6 seconds from the green flag to the checkered. It was absolutely amazing to see, and just great to see everyone really adapting to the FC1X.
Wild Horse Pass Motorsports Park in Arizona played host to stops 5 and 6 on the tour. Joining the party was NASCAR champion Chase Elliott and Daytona 500 winner Austin Cindric.
There's probably enough jumps out there to equal the amount of jumps I've done so far in my career. So should be a lot of fun, a lot to learn, but looking forward to it.
You know, when I turned up to Phoenix and stood and looked at the track, it was like a video game. Then you added the element of, you know, racing at night.
Because it was at night, the track stayed super gripped up. So you could make passes. You could, you know, if someone jumped too far, you could sneak on the inside.
Travis Pastrana picked up his second win of the season during the night race in Phoenix, but faced a serious challenge from his Vermont sports car teammate, Connor Martell.
I made a really awesome clean pass on Backrud, and we kind of took away from him, and then I was catching Travis every lap and like tapped his bumper on the last turn. Like I wasn't gonna take him out, but my spotter was like, hey, just take it easy, you know, like just stay behind him. And I came back on the radio and I was like, dude, you're crazy if you think I'm not gonna try and beat this guy.
The second race of the weekend saw a spectacular end-over-end crash from Andreas Backrud that knocked him out of the final.
Like 3 or 4 cars went over the gap jump, side by side, banged doors, and Andreas got out of line. Once you get out of line in mid-air, you're in the hands of the gods. What happened?
After the re-rack, Robin Larsson secured his second win of the season. followed by Ollie Erickson and Chris Meek.
This one felt pretty good.
To get a podium, on my first podium in Nitro Rallycross with a steering wheel completely out of line on a crazy track like that, yeah man, I was really happy with that one.
The Canadian leg of the series featured a stop in Quebec at GP3R and in Calgary at the legendary Calgary Stampede Park. Both stops included ice and snow, and it was here that the Eriksson brothers from Sweden dominated.
The Ericssons with Ollie and Kevin, both just really on point.
Montreal on snow and ice. Kevin Eriksson was at the back. He walled it around the outside on the snow and ice. That was one of the passes of the season.
Both Oliver and Kevin worked really well in Quebec. It wasn't set up to be Oliver winning. He was faster in the second half of the final. Kevin performed really well in Calgary and he really wanted to win that race.
Oliver won last race, me P2. I win now, so just great feelings for the team.
It was one of the coolest performances I've ever seen for a team, and to have two brothers that come out doing so well and a 1-2 finish was absolutely awesome.
The final weekend of racing was a triple header back at Glen Helen Raceway in front of a record U.S. crowd itching to see who would become the season champion.
It was the most packed event that we've ever had. I thought the most exciting all-around event. It was a triple header. We added, more freestyle motocross, more live music, more entertainment, Class 11 buggies. He had the Van Prix again at Glen Helen.
Going into last weekend, I'd be lying to say that last race in California to sew up the championship, we didn't all feel the pressure, because we did.
I was absolutely full send everywhere. Second night was able to get the win, but the story of the weekend was definitely Larson coming across with the championship, holding it together all year. Andreas Backerud, after so many crashes, so much hardship all through the year, and of course Fraz, this guy's amazing, always super fast. TQ night one, and then doesn't even make the final. It just shows you how good the whole competition is, and look forward to seeing more competition like Glen Helen in the future.
Just we were kind inside a roll for Deegan, over the wall for Brian Deegan.
Nitrocross is not just epic groupie action, it also features some of the world's best up-and-coming drivers racing in a variety of vehicles.
So Nitrocross to me is a festival of motorsports. You have so many different disciplines in there. You got next cars, you got Group E cars, you got bugs, you got side-by-sides, you got cross cars, everything.
Developing of young talents is key. We need the stars we have today, but if we don't have stars tomorrow, we have nothing to build on, so it's very, very important.
So a next car is like a supercar light. It's a smaller car, kind of production feel inside the car, but it's a tube chassis, about a 300 horsepower motor.
Speed-wise, speed is, you know what? We don't really have speedometers, but it's fast. It's fast enough, put it that way.
The short race format is a lot of fun because it's just wide open. So it is pretty much fire off the line, run that thing as hard as you can, and hope you're in first when the checker falls.
Nitrocross, doing their partnership with Can-Am and doing the side-by-side invitational has been a really neat deal for a lot of us drivers, because all the cars are equal. They're a spec class car, they're all set up the same. Got to get on track with Deegan and Travis and Matto, and it was total revenues racing. The side-by-side class was a little out of control, and it was a whole lot of fun, so I'm looking really forward to it.
Really starting to work on cross karts for the future. At the moment, the Can-Am class has been amazing. It's been a great development class. We're going to open that up to all side-by-sides for a few rounds this year, along with the Baja buggies, basically the Class 11, the Van Prix. We want this to be as exciting and entertaining as it is accessible for everyone, no matter your age, no matter where you came from, no matter how much money you make, to be able to go out there, get some sponsorship, and come have some fun in Nitrocross.
Travis, we know the car is obviously a piece of technology that has just progressed motorsports, but I'm thinking about all the talent behind the wheel, yourself included, but the rivalries, the way they've stacked up, all that, but talk about just the diversity of drivers too.
It's been so wild coming in with 1,000 horsepower. We've never had a vehicle that has more power than we can put to the ground. So the wide open kind of just send it drivers like Fraz, myself, and with Chris Meek coming in, we're gonna be out there putting on a show, sending it, backing it in, launching jumps way too big. Then with all the power, the drivers like Robin Larson have been able to come in and just been really finessing their way into extremely consistent finishes. And I think Robin, given all this power, has been kind of the dark horse all year, where I'm like, holy cow, Robin's up front, he's winning again. Chris Meek, dude, when he signed up for this series, I'm such a fan. I mean, this is, when you talk about guy with the biggest cojones, he had the fastest time ever at the fastest rally, fastest WRC of all time in Finland. He is not afraid. He sends everything big. When you look at the G-force and the data, everyone else is trying to land on the backsides. Meek is just sending it. If he can make a 1/10 of a second, he goes until the car absolutely cannot go any further. Backrud, I believe, would have been on top of this championship at this point had he not had 2 back-to-back gnarliest crashes he's ever had. He's never even rolled a car into this year. He's had 2 rolls that have equated to 11 flips.
Yeah.
Like, that is going for a roller coaster ride, and this is wild. I thought, man, on the snow, I'm gonna crush it. Fraz is not gonna have any idea what's going on. He's from Jamaica, and Fraz, P1 qualifier. So this is a driver's series, and you're gonna see everyone kind of shine on their own individual. I mean, we've had 5 winners in 7 rounds. Come on.
That's sick.
What series does that happen?
Travis, your intention was to bring Nitro into Rallycross. Tracks that nobody's ever seen. Cars that fly, tracks that thrill. I mean, that's our motto.
No, we got to bring some excitement. Everyone said Rallycross is motocross with a roll cage. And I was like, I don't see any gap jumps. I don't see any Talladega berms right and left. Let's build stuff that challenges the drivers. If we learned anything in Nitro Circus, it's when the riders and skaters and drivers are excited, the crowd's excited. And this excitement is just infectious.
Going from Europe, taking it, to ERX, to the frozen tundra of Canada. I mean, the diversity, it's all there, man. I mean, the tracks are very impressive.
It's like rally. Every driver that's a true driver loves rally because you get snow, you get pavement, you get dirt, you get gravel, and we're taking all of that and we're mixing it in a formula that the crowd can watch, and they get to see which cars and which drivers shine on which tracks. A track like Linden Hill, that's the birthplace of Rallycross.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to change Linden Hill, where you come to an off-road truck track and we're making it even bigger. You take trucks with a foot of suspension travel and we're making the jumps bigger for the cars.
Some people are playing chess, some people are playing checkers. Walk us through some strategy for the Yokohama Tire Joker Lap.
With the Yokohama Tire Joker Lap, everything comes involved with, is the Joker Lap quicker? Is it longer? Are you faster or slower than the people around you? Do you believe that you can have a lap faster than anyone else? Or do you believe you have to kind of fake them out and get in there? But every time you split away from your competitors, you gotta come back together. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it's absolute carnage.
Oh, Kevin Eriksson rolls down the back.
We're trying to add things that's never been seen before, that's never been done before, and we're learning. You know, I'm going out there with the other drivers. Everyone comes out on the track like, what if that was bigger? What if we try this? Like, it's not just me.
Yeah.
It's the best drivers in the world from every different discipline saying, this was the most fun I've ever had on a rally or in a race, and this corner looked like this. Can we recreate something like that? And how can we make it bigger, better, and crazier so the crowd is just jaws dropped the whole time? There's gonna be a lot bigger jumps coming. We just have to get everyone used to what we have going on and make sure that everyone's as safe as possible while doing absolutely crazy stuff along the way.
So Travis, what you're saying is we just need land and we're gonna have some fun.
You know, it's been awesome. We've been kind of jumping in off-road truck tracks, race car, different types of circuit racing tracks, Linden Hill, the birthplace of Rallycross, but starting next year, we're looking for more places, more just amazing facilities that we can build one-off, ground-up Nitrocross tracks. We got one going into Mid-America, Oklahoma, and I cannot wait for more to come.
So, you heard it there. Travis Pastrana says, if you got some extra land, we're gonna tear up your backyard.
Let's go.
Part of what makes a Nitrocross event special, of course, is the amazing racing we get to watch, but the other half is the fun just cruising through the paddock, meeting your favorite drivers, listening to live music, playing games, and getting immersed in the world of Nitrocross.
The great thing about racing in America, you know, it's about the show and getting the public as close as possible.
The best way to describe it is Nitrocross is like a festival. You know, it's fun for anybody at any age, and whether you're into like gnarly racing like EV, the lights cars, the side-by-sides, or if you just want to watch carnage and guys flip dirt bikes all day.
As a fan, to be able to walk through the pits, see your favorite driver, see the cars up close, how do you beat that?
The drivers are all right there. and they stay and sign autographs. They talk to the fans, get their picture taken. It's as close to being in the action as a fan can get at any racing venue I've been to.
There's a lot of stuffy motorsports today, and this is not that.
Join us in the booth, Mr. Brian Deegan. How we doing, bud? Bucky Lassick is in the building. Adam Henrique, you play for the Anaheim Ducks. What do you think of the Class 11, those bugs?
I think I'm going to buy a buggy for myself.
It's like your county fair but superstar drivers from around the world.
Let's go watch them backflip dirt bikes. Let's go watch the band. You know, let's go to the beer tent. Let's see what Tommy's doing.
We just want this to be cool. We have passion, and we love showing it, and we get the opportunity to do it.
The 2023 Nitrocross season is upon us, and the racing world is excited about the new schedule, and in particular, the very first stop in Jay, Oklahoma at Mid-America Outdoors. Travis Pastrana and the team have been working for 3 months straight, designing and building what could be the most epic racetrack Nitrocross has ever seen.
I made the mistake of saying, Travis, I want you to build your dream. He said, be careful what you ask for.
When Jason Robinette first came to me about building the Mid-America track, he said, look, I want the best features from everywhere. I want the biggest jump that's ever been on Nitrocross. I want, basically a Talladega banked right and a Talladega banked left. I want off cambers like you have on motocross tracks. Where you've driven down a road and you've thought, man, this would be so fun to race. Well, the world's your oyster, and it's gonna be a good oyster. So if we can, let's get water on everything else, and let's get that turn rolled in as soon as possible. This is steeper than the world record jump, but it's so much of an uphill, it feels like that. I felt like I was to the moon. With this, when you're taking off, you feel like you're going to the moon, but then you just keep flying up the hill. It's gonna scare the absolute dog piss out of everybody, but it's gonna be perfect.
Travis knows what the car can do, and he knows what the limits are, and he's making stuff that actually looks very scary.
Let's be real, the only reason we do this is that little bit of pucker factor.
I had Utah as the best rallycross track in my books, and they said it's gonna make Utah look like a boy.
Because it's going to blow people's minds. Like, there has never been anything designed or built like this on the planet for these types of cars.
The elevation makes the turns different than anything we've ever ran. One of the corners has a tabletop on the inside and it's banked on the outside. There's multiple lines everywhere, so you can pass anywhere.
First run here, Mid-America with the Group E car. I can't stop smiling. Came down the Talladega, turn 1, hit the boost. It's like you can't even see. All you're doing is just looking straight at the ground, and you're just firing down the hill. Insides, outsides, everything works really well. We're gonna make this track so it's equally as fast inside, outside, and if you're a quicker driver, doesn't matter if you start last or first, you can get to first or last.
Travis has been given a clean sheet, and when you give Travis a clean sheet, you can be sure it's going to be spectacular.
I want to build this track for the drivers as safe as we possibly can, but Fraz, don't tell your mom we're going to go bigger.
Nitrocross makes its 2023-24 debut in Oklahoma on June 16th and 17th, right here on Rumble Sports. Considered the birthplace of Nitrocross, the Utah Motorsports Campus in Salt Lake City, Utah hosts a doubleheader weekend, August 18th and 19th. Designed with both dirt and tarmac transitions, this track also features one of the biggest gap jumps in Nitrocross history. And while the supercars won't be returning to Utah, we'll get to see the Group E class hit this massive jump for the very first time.
Pretty crazy when you think about it, to jump a car 110 feet.
The size of that gap jump, I remember the first time I seen it, it must have been 2018, I think it was the first time it ran. That's Photoshop, it's not real. The size, the length of it, and then you've cars coming underneath at the same time. All the guys say to me it's one of the best tracks for rallycross.
I'm pretty excited to get on a track that goes dirt to tarmac.
I think they will use the tarmac in the end, and we will have a top speed over 200 kilometers per hour down to the first corner. That will be interesting.
Rounds 4 and 5 of the series take place November 10th and 11th at Wild Horse Pass Motorsports Park, just outside of Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, to me, flows the best. It's a fast track. It's wide open.
That jump into the arena is amazing because when you sit there, you know, on the stand and you see the cars coming, it's a cool thing.
I think the night races there were huge. It's right outside of a decent sized city, so like you get a lot of fans to come.
The Joker on Wild Horse plays a real factor because it's totally different and you can't see them coming in and out. I'm all for going back and racing Wild Horse.
A doubleheader weekend is also on tap at Glen Helen Raceway in Southern California, December 9th and 10th for rounds 6 and 7 of the series.
It's very flowy, really fast, good berms, and I think that was one of the races where everybody was the closest in time.
The zipper effect coming together off of the big jump, it's a wild, wild ride where you really have to listen to your spotter.
Glen Helen, all 3 days were huge there. And just the event and the energy and the power about Nitro is really starting to grow.
Nitrocross returns to the snow and ice in 2024 at Calgary Stampede Park, February 2nd and 3rd for Stop 8 of the series.
Yeah, being at the Calgary Stampede Park was awesome. You know, the history of the place and the fans. There was a huge turnout. We were signing autographs till our fingers were bleeding just about.
There's a lot of trust that goes into driving on the ice. You're driving when you have spikes in your tires. And you're trying to go through a corner at very high rate of speed on the ice, which, you know, below those spikes are just slicks, you know, and you're gonna hit a wall. But you have to learn to trust those spikes, that they're gonna hold the car, they're gonna hold you in there and do their job.
In Calgary 23, I'm expecting sellout crowd, Cole Lazaras, and some cool running vibes again.
Rounds 9 and 10